Hi everyone, my name is Navdeepka. Today I am going to talk about the race, ethnicity, and how different groups relate to each other in society. So I am also look at how sociology helps us understand these issues. So first of all, race is mostly about the physical traits. For example, the skin color, hair type, or the facial uh, features. It's often something others assign to us, and society gives meaning to these traits. And the ethnicity is about the culture, like the language, religion, traditions, food, and the history. Ethnicity is more about how people identify themselves and their shared heritage. For example, a person might be racially black, but ethnically, they are the African or the American. Another person might be racially white, but ethnicity they are the German or the Jewish people. So race is about how we look. Ethnicity is about where we come from and what we share culturally. Uh, the next one is the stereotypes, are the oversimplified ideas or the assumptions about a group. So, for example, like all Asians are good at math, that's a stereotype, but it's not true for everyone. Uh, and the next one is the prejudice is a feeling or the attitude that is often negative toward a group. For example, feeling uncomfortable around someone because of their religion. Uh, the next one is the discrimination is action, treating the people unfairly based on their race or the ethnicity. For example, refusing to hire the someone because they are the Muslim or the black people. The next one is the racism is a system of power where one race believes it's better than others. This is often leading to the inequality. It can show up in the education, housing, healthcare, and the law enforcement. There are many different types of intergroup relations. Groups in society relate to each other in different ways. Here are the main types, like the genocide. This is trying to wipe out a group of people, like for example, Nazi Germany killing millions of Jews, and then the expulsion, forcing a group to leave an area. For example, Native America being removed from their lands in the US. And segregation, this is the keeping groups apart. For example, Jim Crow laws in the US South, black and white people had separate schools, bathrooms, etc. And the next one is the assimilation, when the minority group tries to blend in with the dominant group, often losing their culture. For example, immigrants being pressured to speak only English and drop their traditions. The next one is multiculturalism, we also call the pluralism. There are the different groups keep their own culture but are they treated equally. Mm, for example, Canada's multicultural policy or diverse neighborhoods celebrating multiple cultural festivals. The next one is the historical and the contemporary examples. For example, in slavery in the US, African people was enslaved based on the race. Japanese internment camps during World War II. The Japanese Americans were imprisoned without evidence. In the contemporary, like police violence in the US often affects the black communities more. Islamophobia and the people of Middle Eastern descent being unfairly treated. Refugee discrimination in this migrant groups from Africa or the Middle East often face the bias in Europe or the US. There are many sociological perspectives, like the functionalism. This says society works best when all parts are stable, but it can also show how inequality can create dysfunction. For example, racism leading to unrest and economic loss. And in conflict theory, this is mostly focused on the power and inequality. This says the racial and ethnic groups often compete for resources like the jobs or the housing. And this theory helps the dominant groups stays in power and poor are becoming the more poor. And the symbolic interactionism, this is mainly focused on the everyday interactions. This is focus on the labels and the stereotypes that shapes how we say ourselves and others. For example, a kid who is always seen as dangerous because of the race may internalize the label. This is the matters because these ideas helps us to treat each other with more respect and the fairness. And where inequality still exists today, the sport changes in laws, schools, and workplaces to make society more just. So that's all. Thank you.